the Young and the Restless spoilers. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. Today is a crazy Tuesday, and honestly, we are running on fumes and way too much iced coffee right now. We have so much to unpack today, and we just need to vent because the latest Genoa City drama is spinning completely out of control. So grab a snack, settle in, and let's just get right into this mess. Let's talk about Billy Abbott. Poor, confused, chronically depressed Billy Abbott. He is just sitting there wallowing in his own misery, and honestly, I don't even know if I feel bad for him. Maybe I do. Okay, I do a little bit, but he is so clueless right now. He genuinely does not understand what he did wrong. He's looking around, seeing Sally Spectra slowly but surely drifting away from him and getting closer and closer to Adam Newman. And Billy is just stuck in this cycle of depression and sadness, wondering why he can't ever just have a normal, happy relationship. It's like he has this curse. Every time he gets comfortable, the rug gets pulled out from under him. But let's be real, he kind of does it to himself, or at least he ignores the giant, glaring red flags flashing right in front of his face. And then we have Sally. Oh, Sally. I have been following her journey for a while, and you guys know I have a soft spot for her. She has been through the ringer. She lost baby Ava, she lost her company, she lost her mind a few times, and now she is just exhausted. She finally sat Billy down and told him the truth. She told him that she is just so tired, so completely drained and depressed because of Jill Abbott. Jill has been relentlessly bullying her, pressuring her, making her feel like absolute garbage. Jill just will not let up. It is constant. It is vicious. And Sally is just a human being. She can only take so much of Jill's toxic, overbearing, snobby attitude before she breaks. Sally looked Billy right in the eyes and told him she loves him. She really does. She wants a long life with him. She wants the happily ever after, the whole domestic dream. But Jill will not allow it. Jill is like this dark cloud hanging over their relationship, poisoning everything. And Billy just stands there. He can't control his mother. He never could. So Sally is just left to absorb all this abuse, and it is pushing her right out the door. And honestly, I don't blame her. I really don't. Who wants to marry into a family where the matriarch actively plots your demise every single day? It's just too much. It's too heavy. So, naturally, because the universe loves to torture Billy Abbott, who is right there waiting in the wings, Adam Newman. Adam, who has never, ever stopped loving Sally. Let's be real, we all knew he was still obsessed with her. You don't just get over losing a child together and having that kind of fiery, toxic, passionate connection. Adam still loves her deeply. And Adam is a snooper. He is always lurking, always digging. And he accidentally discovers a massive, earth-shattering secret. I mean, a secret so big it is going to blow Genoa City off the map. Adam finds out the truth before anyone else does, and you just know his dark little spider brain was working overtime trying to figure out how to play this. But he didn't even have to play it because Sally took matters into her own hands. And this is where the episode just went completely off the rails. My jaw literally dropped. I was staring at the screen like, what were they thinking? Who actually believes this is going to end well? Sally calls Billy over. She tells him they need to talk. The atmosphere in that room, you could cut it with a knife. It was so heavy, so tense. Billy walks in, probably thinking they are going to talk about Jill again, or maybe talk about their future, or maybe he's going to apologize for being so clueless. But no, Sally is standing there looking like she hasn't slept in a week, clutching this piece of paper. A piece of paper that is about to ruin Billy's entire life. She hands it to him. It's a DNA test, a paternity test. And Billy just looks at it You can see the confusion washing over his face. He's reading the words, but his brain isn't processing. Or maybe it is, and he's just in pure denial. Because the paper says, in black and white, undeniable medical proof that the baby Sally is carrying is not his. It is not Billy Abbott's baby. It is Adam Newman's baby. Adam, his worst enemy, the man who has tormented him for years, the man who is involved in the Delia tragedy, the man who always takes what Billy loves. Adam is the father. When I tell you Billy lost his mind, I mean he completely, utterly snapped. He was in shock, total paralyzing shock. You could see the exact moment his heart broke into a million pieces. He looked at Sally, and the look of betrayal on his face was just, it was hard to watch, honestly. He felt so deceived, so lied to. He thought they were building a family. He thought this was his second chance, his redemption, his fresh start. And it was all a lie. And then the screaming started. Billy just started screaming. Not even words at first, just this guttural, agonizing yell. He is screaming at Sally, asking how she could do this to him, how she could let him believe this baby was his, how she could sleep with Adam. It was chaotic. It was messy. It was clunky and raw and just so incredibly sad. And then, in this fit of pure, unadulterated rage and despair, Billy violently rips the paper to shreds. He just tears the DNA test into pieces. Throwing it, like destroying the paper, is going to somehow change the reality of the situation. Like if he rips it up, the baby will magically become his. It was such a childish, desperate, heartbreaking reaction. He is just standing there, breathing heavy, surrounded by the torn pieces of his future. I mean, what a scene. What an absolute masterclass in soap opera devastation. But also, what a mess. I am so tired of the writers doing this to Billy. Like, give the guy a break. But then again, he is so self-involved sometimes. Maybe he needed a wake-up call. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. He was so busy feeling sorry for himself and ignoring Jill's abuse of Sally that he didn't even realize Sally was slipping away and finding comfort in Adam's bed. Let's zoom out for a second and talk about the bigger pattern here. This show loves, to pit Billy and Adam against each other. It is their favorite trope. It goes back years and years. Every time Billy gets a woman, Adam is right there. Chelsea, Victoria, and now Sally. It is this endless cycle of Newman versus Abbott, and it always ends in tears. Mostly Billy's tears. Why does this storyline feel different? I think because of the baby. After what happened with baby Ava, the trauma that Adam and Sally share is so deep. They lost a child together. That bonds people in a way that is almost impossible to break. So the fact that they created another life together, it feels inevitable. It feels like destiny, even if it is incredibly messy and destructive to everyone around them. And let's talk about the history between Billy and Adam. We have to go back, way back, because you cannot fully grasp the magnitude of this paternity reveal without remembering Delia Abbott, Billy's little girl. Adam was the one driving that car on that dark road all those years ago. Yes, it was an accident. Yes, Adam has paid for it in his own twisted ways, but for Billy, that wound never ever closes. It is a gaping, bleeding hole in his soul. So for Adam to now be the father of the child Billy thought was his, it is the ultimate cosmic joke. It is sick. It is twisted. The writers are literally twisting the knife in Billy's oldest scar. And I have to ask, is it too cruel? Maybe I'm being too harsh on the show, but sometimes it feels like they just love to see Billy suffer. They love to push him to the absolute edge of his sanity just to see what he will do. And let's talk about Jill. Jill Abbott is a force of nature, sure. We all love a strong soap opera matriarch, but lately, lately, she has just been a monster to Sally. And why? What has Sally really done to Jill that is so unforgivable? Sally is a survivor. She hustles, she works hard, but Jill looks at her and just sees trash. She sees a gold digger, and she has made it her personal mission to break Sally's spirit. Every time Sally and Billy had a moment of peace, Jill was there, calling, texting, showing up, just dripping with condescension. Sally told Billy she literally begged him to set boundaries. I love you, I want a life with you, she said, but she also said, I cannot survive your mother. And Billy, in his classic Billy way, probably just sighed, ran his hands through his hair, and gave some non-committal answer about how that's just Jill. Well, just Jill just cost you your relationship, buddy. I mean, think about the psychological toll it takes on a person. Sally is already paranoid. She is already stressed. She feels like she is drowning. And when you are drowning, you grab onto whatever is closest. And who was closest? Who actually understands the dark, messy, complicated parts of Sally's soul? Adam Newman. It makes so much sense when you really break it down. Adam and Sally have this magnetic pull. It's toxic, yes. It's messy, absolutely, but it is real. When they lost Ava, they went through a hell that nobody else can understand. That kind of grief changes your DNA. So when Sally was feeling pushed away by Jill and unsupported by Billy, she gravitated back to the one person who sees her, the one person who doesn't judge her for being a little bit bad. But the way she did it, oh, the way she told Billy, handing him that paper. I keep replaying that moment in my head. The silence in the room before the storm, Billy looking down at the stark clinical font of a laboratory report. Probability of paternity, 0%. Can you imagine just reading those words? 0%. Your whole future, the nursery you were probably already planning in your head, the names you were thinking of, gone, erased by a single sheet of paper. And then the realization hits. If it's not his, whose is it? And Sally, probably crying, probably shaking, has to say the name. It's Adam's. I can almost hear Billy's scream echoing through the Abbott mansion. It wasn't just a scream of anger. It was a scream of pure, raw agony. He felt so deceived. He kept yelling, How long did you know? How long have you been lying to me? And tearing the paper. It was such a visceral reaction. He ripped it in half, then in quarters, then just shredded it, throwing the pieces in the air like some kind of tragic confetti. He was hyperventilating, his face red, tears in his eyes. It was phenomenal acting. I have to give credit where credit is due. The actors knocked it out of the park. But as a viewer, it was exhausting to watch. What happens now? Does Billy go back to his old vices? Does he start gambling again? Drinking? We all know Billy has a self-destruct button that is the size of a dinner plate, and Sally just smashed it with a sledgehammer. He is going to spiral. I am calling it right now. We are about to see Dark Billy return. And honestly, I am here for it. I am tired of sad, moping Billy. Give me reckless, vengeful Billy. Let him go after Adam. Let them have a massive throwdown fight in the middle of the athletic club. We deserve some action after all this emotional torture. In Adam, oh, Adam. He accidentally found out the secret, which means he had time to process it. He probably had that smug little half smile on his face when he realized he won. He beat Billy again. He got Sally back, and he is getting the child he so desperately wanted after losing Ava. But Adam's victories always come with a massive price tag. Victor is going to explode. Chelsea's going to explode. Nick is going to judge him. The whole town is going to turn against him and Sally. They are going to be Genoa City's most hated couple. But you know what? They thrive on that. Adam and Sally against the world is when they are at their best. I just can't get over the fact that Billy tore up the paper. It's such a classic soap opera move. Like, bro, the lab still has a copy. Tearing up the physical paper doesn't change the DNA, but it was the emotion behind it. He wanted to destroy the truth. He wanted to rewind time to 5 minutes earlier when he still thought he was going to be a dad. It is just so tragic. Let's talk about Victor Newman's reaction when he finds out, because you know he is going to find out soon. Victor has been spending all his time and energy secretly plotting to destroy Sally's company. He wants her out of town, out of his son's lives, out of Genoa City forever. And now she is permanently tied to the Newman family again. She is carrying his grandchild. Victor is going to have a stroke. He is going to try to buy her off or threaten her or maybe even try to take full custody of the baby once it's born. You know how Victor gets with his grandchildren. He views them as property. Sally is going to have to fight the most powerful man in town just to protect her. And Adam will have to stand up to his father, which he is notoriously terrible at doing consistently. And Chelsea, poor, naive Chelsea, she is currently out in Las Vegas trying to play detective, trying to support Adam, thinking they are finally on solid ground. She thinks they are rebuilding their family for Connor. When she gets back and hears this news, it's going to destroy her. She might actually team up with Billy again. Can you imagine? Billy and Chelsea, united by their mutual hatred and betrayal, teaming up to destroy Adam and Sally. It would be poetic justice. It would be messy, toxic, and absolutely incredible television. The writers better not drop the ball on this fallout. So, to wrap up this incredibly long, chaotic rant, Billy is broken. Sally is pregnant with a Newman. Adam is a father again, and the entire town is about to catch fire. I am going to go make another pot of coffee and stare at a blank wall for an hour to process this. Thank you guys for sticking with me through this massive brain dump. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hit that like button if you are as stressed out as I am, and we will see you in the next one. Hopefully, with a slightly lower blood pressure